know your audience. And welcome guys on my channel, it's Nicole Termin-Łoszek. In today's video, I would like to tell you about communication tips for great leaders or from great leaders, because the list which I created is based on people with who I worked in the past, and they were really great leaders. They were really inspirational, motivational. They took care of their people, and in the same time they were really well disrespected in the area. So starting from the first one is to know your audience, and they always knew the people. They always knew to who they need to talk to who they're talking at the moment, which approach, which style they should have when they actually talk to these people. Number two is about knowing who you actually are. Always when I talk to these leaders, they never pretend to be someone else. You feel like they are really authentic to who they are. And I know it's built through the experience and years of trying to be someone else to actually stuck with being yourself. I totally understand it, and everyone go through these pages, but they always felt like they know who they are. They feel always a bit more confident through this. And because of this, that they know who they are, they know what they can allow you to go for. And they will give you this barrier. They will set these barriers for you in communication, so you know you cannot cross it. And I think that's very important in communication, because very often we allow people to cross our barriers, and in this situation, the conversation makes us really tiring, and we are not getting from these conversations what we actually want. And that's linking with the point 3, which is about authenticity. And I think many of them were and are, because some of them are, so authentic. You know when they don't lie to you, or even if they do it in the way that you don't feel cheated on, if that makes sense. So sometimes, of course, there is some things what you cannot share with the audience, which is totally clear, but they go on a really diplomatic way that you don't feel that something is covered from you. They go in the way of explanation that it's not the right time to say certain things. And they are not afraid of showing their personality as well. And if they're a bit of fun and crazy, they are a bit of fun of crazy everywhere. If they are a bit sarcastic, they will show this to you, and they will try to feel you as well in which level you feel okay with it or not. And this authenticity, I think, it's something what actually sharing the leaders from the good leaders, from the great leaders. And the next one is when you talk to this type of people, you know clear what they want from you. And I have a lot of interactions on daily basis with this type of people, and almost always their message is really clear. And I know, and I have right instructions what's expected from me, what needs to be done. And I think that's what many people are actually lacking in their life, that we go with the messages which are not very clear. Even myself, I find it myself very often that I just deliver something which is not the way how I want it, because it wasn't really clear, and people need to ask more questions. With great leaders, when they do some presentations, very often the message is that clear and transparent that you don't need to ask additional questions, because you got everything what you wanted to get. And another one is the mind. The mind, open mind. I think it's coming from the experience that they needed to adapt to many situations in their life, that they realized that they need to stay with open mind. And I think that's what describes good communicator and bad communicator, because sometimes in the communication, unexpected can happen. And if you have open mind, you can adapt to it, you can adjust it. But if you are just like that, you won't be able to actually to change your approach, to do something different, to change your way of communication, because you will be sticking to your side and that's it. With those people, I've realized that very often on various meetings, sometimes the meetings are really, really hard, they need to go in the way that they won't create a conflict with other person. And it's really diplomatic way as well, but there is no need of extra conflicts in the life. And I think if you want to be great communicator, great leader, that's what you need to understand, that you need to have as many people on your side as possible. You don't need to create enemies in your life. And it's not just about being communicator, it's general in life. We don't need enemies in our life. But sometimes people are strongly minded on the side what they think, that they cannot open their mind for anything else. And it's coming as well with the listening, which is actually my next point. Listening. I never felt that they don't listen to me, what I actually have to say. And through the listening, that's the way how actually they get to know their audience. That's how they process which communication style they should use with you. And I don't even say that listening is good if you want to be a great leader. I'm saying all the time that first you need to listen. And in my previous videos, I said to you, there is 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we should use them in the right way. And the last one, guys, I've told you that they analyze their caller, they analyze to who they talk to adapt with their style and their message. And that has a lot to do with non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication, I'm not the biggest fan of non-verbal communication, because the signs could be written like 2 or sometimes even 3 ways. But if you are having these business conversations, I think any great leader is very conscious about the body language, and they can read, and they know that other people on the same level, they are like aware of this as well. So they can read each other, they can understand, read between the lines of the words by body language as well. And I think that's the habit which they pushing towards other people as well, because many times I had it, like even from my voice tone, because now we are all online, so not everybody can see me, but even from my tone of my voice, they could sometimes read that something is not good. And I think that's a really, really good spot of the leader, if they can feel it or if they can see it in people and actually ask sometimes the question, which is totally off topic, but just to show that they actually care. And it's not just to, show they care. It's actually if they really care. That's the power in this. And you can get it because sometimes people don't want to say certain things, but they will show it in their body language. So that's my 7 points of the great leaders. That's what I've discovered working with great leaders. Not one of too many of them. And that's the advice is what I could give you if you would like to become a great leader. Do I use all of those 7s? I don't yet, but definitely working with them gives me an inspiration to become a great leader in the future. So I know which points I'm weak in and which points I should work on, and I will do it. So I have a question to you. If you could share which point you would like to work on, which point you think you are missing in. Share it down below in a comment, or if you feel more confident, you can write directly to me as well on my Instagram. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave the thumbs up. And of course, don't forget, that's kind of obvious thing, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And let's see you in the next video. Bye bye.